smaller box with a more powerful object. It has 3 charges. We wasted 2 trying to get it done, and nobody could, including you. And then we are now going to use Lucian's Pearl of the Raven to attempt to speak with dead on the dwarven man or young dwarven kid, it looks like, who was found dead at the bottom of the pit with the ancient being that is not there. And we're going to ask him what the fuck happened.
Also, did you describe the chains?
Yes. So at the top there was a very large sort of like manacle hanging from the ceiling that is empty and hanging open, and above it are like a fuck ton, tens or so of smaller manacles that are also open.
Just one question.
Yes.
Have you been drinking like caffeine?
No, that's just thunder.
Like meth?
It's just all natural thunder.
Maybe meth?
I do drink a lot of caffeine, but that's for later.
Question. Looking at the manacles, can I surmise that perhaps Beholder?
You'd have a guess at maybe. Also, does anybody remember what was written on this door?
Sorry?
Yes.
Some corruptor thing.
Koenig the Corruptor.
Oh shit!
I knew that name was motherfucker.
No, since you first said it, I'm like, that sounds familiar.
Dude,
and
same.
I was just mulling over in my head the whole.
Yeah, I couldn't correlate. The name snapped for me, but I just couldn't place it.
Okay, so we know we've killed Koenig before. We can handle that.
Well, but he's still different story. Anyway, but anyway, Yori doesn't know about that.
Therefore, I am absolved of responsibility.
He's like undead now, which is fucking worse. So it's like some other.
Yeah. I mean, it's
also
okay.
This thing depicted that there was some sort of black crystal in here, that gave people who used it unforeseen power at the cost of serving some evil deity of some sort, or evil force, that is, which is also gone.
What color was that crystal that was in his eye when he was a skull?
Red.
I thought it was like red or something. Yeah, okay.
I think that's what his eye turned into when he turned into.
Yeah, but weren't the gems that we got out of what's her name and ass face black gems?
Usually those were
shards of black crystal.
They always were. They were in fact black crystals.
I think the obelisk is one of those gems that kind of hit puberty. Maybe. Anyways, we're gonna ask this dead guy some questions. Hopefully learn a bit more about this place, if not who is in there.
Well, ask your questions.
Also, we're gonna save it for later, but we do have the diamond that can bring Ta back.
You're welcome.
You did nothing.
I have the diamond.
You did less than nothing, in fact.
Yeah, he gave.
Don't know what I went through to get that thing.
Is it any more terrifying than going into an ancient prison of the gods?
Maybe not, but it was hard.
This was terrifying? Okay.
I mean, not for us, but for a normal person, surely. Anyways. Not important. What do you want to ask this kid?
Well, first question is...
Well, yeah, so you guys might want to come up with your questions first. So.
Probably have already seen what the name is, Thunderforge, but as for his first name, could be important, but in lieu of all this, I'll gesture widely.
Ask him what's in the boxes, perhaps? Or at least the smaller box. Ask him why he went in here, for one. Ask him... Yes.
Maybe ask him how to open the other doors.
Also a good idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. Well, we have names, though, at least. One being Onza the Usurper, the other being Something the Destroyer.
The Walker.
Or something the Walker.
Here, Kareth Shun.
That is way more complicated of a spelling than I was going to do. Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
The Walker.
Specifically, the Walker in Dreams.
Considering we know who Koenig is, we have faced him, and the fact that he was initially imprisoned here, I do not believe we should. We can ask how to open it, but we should not release them.
I mean, if we've already got the,
Too late.
we've already defeated one of them, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
We've already
The
opened
main
the
door
Valencia.
said, "Yeah, open this door if you plan on killing these guys." So, too late for that.
Also, there was some kind of a persuasion roll early on to see if we could even.
Say-
Well, I say we, if dice could get you to open that
I'm
maybe.
going to say, and reminder, and by reminder, I mean letting you know. Dice would look convincing, and then you got all red and glowy, and then opened the door.
Oh yeah, like Morn was channeling through you or something. You like I thought you were turning evil, but it didn't seem.
I will quickly PM you, Kai, as to what happened.
Yep.
A little bit more directly.
Yeah, Dice quite literally, just very flatly asked Morden, so what do you want us to do here? And then you got all red.
And he would initiate a primary protocol and then smash the door.
Yep. Anyways, so we have our questions, at least more of them. We can ask. I think it's good to have a few on standby in case we get any more information from him as we ask. But for now, Lucian, if you wouldn't mind. Do the thing.
Okay.
All right, so you cast Speak with Dead. And you see the body sort of take a very deep breath, lungs filling with air and holding, waiting for a question. It sort of looks around with sightless eyes, sort of clouded over like a blind person. But it eventually focuses on you, Lucian. Awaits a question.
And do you want to do his name? Yes?
We can possibly find his names through the old records in Thunderforge, but
Well,
I believe we should ask what his purpose here was.
Yes. What brought you here and caused you to open this cell?
A man made me.
Dice reels back to attempt to slap the corpse and then puts his hand down.
Doesn't ask the question.
Granted, who is your father might actually be important here. But for now, should we continue with this line or try something else?
With this, we should be more careful with the wording of the question, then. What else do we want to find out?
Ask him what he knows about the man who brought him here.
And then we will save the last question as to how to open the other doors.
Not the last question. We still have 3 more after that one. So, Lucian, if you wouldn't mind. What do you know of the man who brought you here?
That's the question you have to ask.
Oh,
He only listens to you.
damn.
You cast the spell.
That's bullshit. What do you know of the men who brought you here?
Evil. Tall. Thin. Annoying voice.
No, that's the dealer.
Oh my god, guys,
It's
it's
probably
dice.
the dealer.
Oh yeah, it's probably the dealer. You're right.
I'm not that tall.
I love that that's the part that you're like, I mean, I'm evil. I'm all this other stuff, but I'm not tall.
Okay.
Lucian will slap dice.
What? 6 foot where I come from is not that tall. I'm also not evil and not out to, set evil upon the world, but that's the thing that really stuck with me.
Gad just kind of pointedly pins you with a look. But I guess it is.
I dare you to test me. But moving on,
Next question.
how do you open the other cells? Or how did you open
How-
this cell, perhaps?
I don't think that's relevant at this point. We should know how to open the other cells first.
How do you open the other cells?
How do you open the other cells?
Assume same way we opened this spell magic. That
Just
guard
kind of-
door
Okay,
and open.
simple enough. Well, that means I can at least attempt to open one of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, dispel the magics that guard the door and then open the lock. At least you get the idea that he's saying he assumes it's the same way that they did with this door.
That might be 2 questions, but we have 2 left, so might as well. I say we just ask him what's in the other cells, and then go from there. Or what creatures, or maybe how to defeat what's in the other cells. Hop straight to the point.
Well, we know their names. We could ask specifically.
How to defeat
Ponza the
Ponza
Usurper and Kareth Shun, the Walker in Dreams.
The problem with that is he didn't defeat Koenig.
No, but he might know how. He might at least be able to tell us what they are, what they can do, if that fails.
Okay, so what do you want me to ask?
What are the creatures and capabilities that they have in the other cells?
What are the creatures and capabilities that the other creatures have in the cells?
You worded that weird, but okay.
Yeah, it takes a second. You almost see the brow sort of furrow, trying to remember information that may or may not have even been given to him. But after a moment, night terrors, beasts. I know little. Only that the one to the right of this cell became the leader after putting the one that was in this cell down. And Kareth Shun is a beast that could only be tamed by the 2 others that were held here.
What I know of Night Terrors is reference to a class of creatures, or is it a specific creature?
Make me a religion roll.
Eh.
Okay. The name The Night Terrors doesn't exactly refer to any specific thing, but you vaguely remember it might have been a period of time a long time ago. You don't know. I mean, the name sounds like you might have heard of it somewhere, but you got nothing really on it. You don't really remember anything about it.
Last question. Maybe ask him what's in the smaller box?
What's in the smaller box?
Okay. So with the last bit of air remaining in his lungs, something that can change the world. And then his breath leaves his body, his eyes go dull once again, and he falls limp on the floor.
Well,
That
the
was
emergency box
useful.
is staying dubbed the emergency box for the time being. As I shove it back in my bag.
Raihan's pen can change the world. Fucking corpses.
I believe Nyx has that, actually.
Oh, does she know?
No, Gad has it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you have it.
How the fuck is Nyx
Somebody
gonna
has
carry
that
anything?
holding,
What are
and
you,
it's not
crazy?
tossed. Nobody knows.
Got noodle arms. Better carry myself.
Yeah, but the bag of holding is just a sack.
It doesn't translate weight, but
It's not so much for Nyx about the weight. It's about the Nyx doesn't carry that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the help.
exactly.
Nyx is so insufferable, and I love her. All right. What are you doing?
Do you give me the box?
Yeah, I'll hand the box over.
I will put it in the bag of holding for now, and when we're not in threat of imminent death anymore, we should probably
I
study
wouldn't
that.
call this threat imminent, but
So the beastie in here has already been dealt with. That's nice.
yeah, not imminent at all.
Well, it seems like Onza, the usurper, and Koenig, the corruptor, were the ones to keep Karashun, the Walker in Dreams, controlled.
Let's see if we can pick up some tactics from the usurper then.
I believe
Dragonborn sprints out of the room.
Karashun seems to be the
Evil
stronger.
must destroy.
That's fair.
I don't know who's more of a robot, you or Gad.
Hey, that reminds me of some other character I used to have that used to rush headlong into situations.
Must be a Dragonborn thing.
Gad?
Yeah.
Yeah, also Gad.
Except for now, for some reason.
Well, this is my fate, apparently, so.
Tanaka, take one step to the right.
Boy.
Because symmetry. Just think, you'll be able to see in there better and be able to hit the enemy from here.
You got some good symmetry going on now, except for Zuzia and Lucian, who are being dicks. But yeah. Actually, I guess it kind of works if Zuzia is off to the side and then Lucian's also
It's okay, she never does anything anyway.
just going to kick the door open, or what?
Shit, this is a 5-3 defense? Damn.
I believe what we'll have to follow the corpse's instructions and attempt to dispel this door. Hold on. Zuzia, as soon as I dispel this, I'm going to need you on the lock.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of tap into my innate magical reserves and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
There's the third level. And I'm going to see I'm going to need a charisma check.
You most certainly will.
Nope.
Oof.
Okay. Unfortunately, the magic
Wow.
sort of it hits and then fades.
Okay. Well, option B then.
Try to hammer.
I was going to do that. So do you have the hammer, right, Lucian?
No, I gave it to Gad.
Oh. What are the stats of this hammer?
Okay, so it's not a warhammer; it's like a smith's hammer, but
Oh,
it has two sides. One side is a work hammer. One side's like a little axe kind of thing, like a flat end. The work
There, I
side
fixed it.
helps you. God damn it! The work side is useful for enchanting objects. The other side removes magic from objects.
I
It has
will-
3 charges. We used 2 trying to get the emergency box open. So take a crack at it, Mr. Guy.
I will take a crack at it with the disenchanting side. What do I roll?
So this will actually be your smith's tools proficiency with strength.
23.
All right. That's enough. So as you sort of line up, kind of, well, you don't really take a deep breath, but sort of like shrug your shoulders, get ready, slam into it. You feel this blue magic course through the door, disintegrating each of the sort of protective spells that guard the door itself. The rest of you sort of see that this blue shockwave go across the door. The last gem in the hammer sort of fades out.
Do we know that whether or not it recharges?
It does.
Yes, it
It
recharges
recharges
2
every day.
a day.
Well, per long rest, basically, but yeah. Yeah, so the doors seem to have been dispelled.
All right.
Magic's on them.
Okay, I will cast Bless at second level to grab me. Fuck, I'm blanking on names right now. Nyx, Jirith,
They're at the bottom if you need them. All right.
and Dice.
Woohoo!
So you all get a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws. Or at least
Alright.
until the magic ends. And I'm going to open the doors and ready a firebolt.
The doors are locked.
Is they still locked, which means
Oh.
you two we gotta get into this.
All right. Do you want to make a thieves' tools?
I'm gonna help her if I can.
Okay. Roll a second
Uh,
time.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey!
Finally.
Thief
needed
the shit out of that thing.
Doors, so that's good. You kind of fiddle around for just a few seconds, and then you kind of get the feel for this lock. It's very intricate, but you manage to sort of pull a couple tumblers off to the side, and then back up, and then you hear the door be sort of bolt unclasp. And while the doors are not open, they are now unlocked.
All right, no going back now. Whatever's in here needs to die.
I
Let's go.
will open the door and have the firebolt ready.
Okay.
Everybody get your firebolts ready.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
As you
Alright.
open the door, you can just hear a voice. Oh, it's been so long. Wow. Didn't think anybody was coming.
Don't worry, I'll make this visit short.
You can see-
bolt.
Firebolt right in his face.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I'm actually casting lightning bolt.
Okay. So, very quickly, you can see similar manacles, and he is chained to the wall about 10 feet off the ground. His feet are about 10 feet off the ground. He seems to be a normal humanoid size person with strange tattoos and all that. But yeah, all right. 19 will hit.
Total 20.
20. As that impacts, you can see it hits, but the chains themselves, the manacles with their arcane inscription, it hits, it buries into his chest, and you can see the burn marks there just heal back up.
That's tricky.
Oh shit!
Fail. But
Yeah,
I don't
he
know if
can't
I
move.
agree with things. So okay, cool.
He can't move. That
Yeah.
hits. You managed to burn a hole in his side, kind of right through his gut, and you see him cough up some blood. He's still laughing as it heals up as well.
Yep, it's evil.
Every time it heals, though, you can see the manacles sort of spark with a greenish light.
So they appear to be keeping him alive for some unknown reason. Warden's kind of fucked up, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, because the other chamber had the like healing magic. So in order to kill it, we probably have to get it out of the fucking manacle.
Good luck with that.
That's a smart one there. So let me go.
Or we could just stand here and feel better about ourselves as we fucking do progression.
So as you're looking at him, it takes a second because it's underneath sort of this long cloak that he has. It's almost like a like a pirate's coat with like that same sort of gilding and all that. But right below his sternum, jammed into his chest, you can see the hilt of a blade.
Ooh, this is a dark fucking thought. What if we all stab him with something, leave it in there, and then just like every blade and dagger and spear and javelin.
But
is it dark as shit in here, or?
Yeah, there's no light. So anybody with dark vision is mostly all right, but anybody else is SOL.
Kind of walk in and say,
night vision.
Yeah. Oh, dark vision. All right.
I will cast light on my belt.
Okay.
Hey, Gad.
Produce flame.
I don't know Morden as well as you do, but is there a possibility that he's punking us right now?
I believe this is his punishment to at least the shackles, if they are healing him. I don't know so much about the knife, however.
Oh, this is his work. It was fun. I've been sitting here with my own fucking sword in my chest for the last... Oh, I don't know. I'm guessing 700-800 years.
Ah, it's your sword then. Oh, we don't mind if we take it.
Is that also still a pit?
There's also a pit here, yes. A 75-foot pit. These seem to be sort of the same style chambers.
Right. The lightning bolt probably wouldn't have done much either way.
So this is a pit.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so is he hanging at, like, our level then?
He's hanging about 10 feet above your level, actually. So he's about 85 foot off the floor in relative to him, but he's about 10 foot higher than you guys.
So, Anza, what was your crime?
He's called the Usurper.
He's got a point.
That does bring into question, who did you usurp? Out of curiosity.
He just sort of like tosses his head to indicate something on his right hand side. That asshole.
Koenig the Corruptor.
Who was he?
Was. Isn't he still there?
Yes, but I can't imagine he's much of anything anymore.
Make me a deception check.
All right.
Yuri's gonna like shuffle up next to our apparent ranger and just be like, "How many arrows?"
19.
Okay. He kind of smiles and says, "Oh, he liked to twist things. He was very good at it. I should know. He made me."
So you decided to try and usurp your own creator then?
Well, every so often, children get stronger than their fathers. It's a natural progression of things, is it not?
No. We're moving on. So, you're imprisoned for attempting to usurp that thing.
Oh, not at all.
hard to
I do.
believe, considering it's also locked up in here. So why are you actually in here?
Well, what do you know of? What do you know of the dark crystals that? Well, how long has it been? That's a good question. I assume it must be years, centuries. Suffice it to say, every so often, when you get too big for your britches, or so to speak, and go on a nice little jaunt through several villages, collecting souls as you want to do, things that may be stronger than you show up. I freely admit I lost that fight. And I was placed here by that thing. As he sort of nods his head towards Gad. That thing's God. Now I'm here. Having fun. I have people to talk to now.
So, question: what would happen if I cast Mage Hand, and have it sort of grip the hilt of the dagger in his chest?
You would believe what he tells you, Dice?
I don't know. Go ahead and try.
I
It
don't
should be
believe
fun.
anything this man says. Thank you very much. If even if he was a man, frankly, with the hair, it's hard to tell. Anyways. Well, we were sent here by this one's god to kill you, apparently. As far as I can tell, unless... I'm sorry, God, it really feels like your god is having a sense of humor, or at least has recently developed one and is currently trying it out on us. For the time being, however, it seems you regenerate, given the manacles and the aura around this place keeping you healed up, so... They also seem to keep you restrained, and if I could restrain that thing, whatever was in there, as a gesture to the left, I'm sure I can restrain something so puny as you. And just kind of look back to Gad and say, if he gets out, then, well, you know the drill. At this point, I would hope, anyways. I'm talking too much.
Nobody's leaving here.
Okay. Make me a strength check.
With the mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 5.
You sort of start to tug on it a little bit and he goes, "Ooh, that tickles." No, that won't work.
This
I'll
gap's
give you
only
a-
10 feet, right?
No, that's the way down.
It's a 75-foot pit that slides at about...
And it's 30 foot across. Yeah. Those are the walls of the pit. So you attempt to tug on it. He sort of laughs. That was placed here, not by a god, but by one of their instruments, far more powerful than you.
Yeah, you're an instrument of the gods, correct?
Yes.
Far more literally than I am, at any rate. Perhaps you'd like to go.
Can I get up there?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know.
It's a 75-foot pit, and he is dangling 85 foot over the floor of that pit. 10 foot above you.
I do not believe I can actually get there. It's...
Well, I can give you a ride if you wish. I can get you over there, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Well,
Time for 0G.
Indeed. Is that a yes?
please do.
Gad? Alright, I cast Levitate on Gad.
So you're going to let him out.
We should close the doors.
Yeah, we can do that, I guess. We can't
Everybody
lock him,
in,
so
and I'm going to push Gad towards the guy, and as he's floating over, I'm going to levitate him 10 feet up.
okay. Because I have a plan. As soon as he lets him out of the manacles, I'm gonna. But it's got to be like the instant that he does it.
Okay. Gad, you
Zuzia,
wanna
Lucian,
float
if
over?
you wouldn't mind stepping inside for the moment.
Zuzia, before you do, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh god damn it!
Wow.
Fucking
Good.
Zuzia lock us in here. Son of a-
No, Zuzia, having fiddled with the tumblers on this thing, and seeing the mechanism, you know that should you close the doors will relock. They will not be re-enchanted,
Oh,
but
shit.
physically they will relock.
And there's
And
no
as you
way to
sort of
open it
look-
from the inside.
As you look on the inside, there is no way to open them again. It's a cell. You can only open it from one side.
That's fair.
Because-
Hey,
Good thing you rolled
guys.
that well on that investigation check, or you
You guys
guys
are
would get locked into a fucking terrifying place.
So fucking lucky Todd's not in there right now.
I'm not sure if y'all want to be in there. It's gonna possibly close up and lock you in.
Do we
Very
not
well.
have a door jam?
You can just put a little piece of fabric over the lock, I guess. I don't know.
What? That would.
No.
That,
We'll just
then there
leave
would
it
be
open
No point in
then.
closing the door. If you could just push it open, there's no point in closing it.
Well, are we going to lock ourselves in here? Or are we going to try and... This
Lucian.
Morgan person needs to really rethink what he's doing.
Lucian,
with this-
have your counterspell ready, and I'm going to yank the sword out of his chest.
I think you need to give more forewarning than that, but okay.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
help.
You yank the sword out of his chest, and you can see him sort of gasp for a second, as if pins and needles. Like it's like when you're stepping on your foot when it's numb as shit, and you get the pins and needles feeling. You see him just but then the wound starts stitching up in his chest.
Okay.
You shouldn't have done that first.
I will attempt to.
You
Whoa.
pull out a short sword.
Oh.
It is, you notice that like along the blade edge it's jagged. It's actually almost like a falchion sort of thing to go for Ford style, but it is that sort of curved blade. It has a serrated edge towards the base and this intricate design work across it that look like clouds or waves or something.
Okay. And then the manacles. How the fuck do we?
Yuri just leans over to Nyx. Your machine isn't very smart, is it?
It hurts him to think, I believe.
Okay, so what's happening? Who's doing things?
Don't know.
There you go.
Raven?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
I
Kinda
will
just-
attempt to shove the sword through one of his arms to cut it off from the manacle.
Ooh. Okay.
And if that works, I'll start working on the other limbs.
Are you invoking the soul to do it? Or are you just going to try it normal first?
I'm going to try normal first.
Okay, give me a straight attack roll. Actually, just give me a straight strength roll. That'll be fine. Okay. You hack into this being of one type or another, and the blade bites deep. As it does, you do sever most of the bone, but it doesn't quite cut all the way through. And it immediately, anywhere that the blade is not stuck, begins to stitch itself up.
I will saw through if I need to.
Okay. You take
It
the next
is
30 seconds
sawtooth
to
blade.
saw through the other side, and unfortunately, as you get to that side, the far side has already stitched itself up and begins going through. So it has not necessarily reattached, but because you never fully severed it, you don't know what'll happen if you fully sever it. But because you never fully severed it, because it reattached itself on the other side, he is still bound in the manacle.
And having
Was
a
he
fun
laughing
time.
the whole time?
What's that?
Was he laughing the whole time?
No.
He's been laughing or chuckling quietly to himself this whole time.
Creepy.
Sort of watching Gad do this. Like, you see a little wince of pain on the initial bite in with the blade, and then the sawing action, he just
Gad, clean swing. Gad, it's got to be clean all at once. Just, it's hard to.
Okay, I will.
You will.
Pop open my chest, stick my tinderbox in there,
Okay.
and stick a blanket in there too. So I don't have those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll attempt to draw from the Soul of Ember to cut off his limbs.
Okay. Roll me a strength check. Once again.
Ooh.
All right. Well, with the +4 that you had from invoking the Soul of Ember, everybody else watches as Gad's eyes light up with a much darker sort of crimson fire emanating. The metal on his body actually begins to heat up to like just starting to get into the red hot range.
Hello
as
again,
he
Morden.
slams into the arm and it severs. His arm drops, and you can see tendrils on both sides attempting to reattach themselves, but they're too far away from each other right now to do so.
Work on the other arm.
Is it just the arm manacles that are holding him?
There are arms, and then there are legs.
Oh, that's gonna get real fucking awkward. Okay.
So wrists and ankles, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, I'll try to cut through the knee and then elbow joints.
You gonna start with the knees?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll me for this. Just roll me one strength check.
Not
God
so
damn.
great.
Yeah, the knee's a bigger joint. It's harder to cut through. You slam it into there. It doesn't go cleanly through, but you kind of keep slamming at it. It takes you a little bit longer. So you are doing this for about a minute. How long does levitate last?
10 minutes. We're good.
Okay. So just keep in mind that, the first saw through, the second cut, and now working on the first knee, about 3 minutes have elapsed. So you keep going after that knee, kind of swing back and try it again, do a really quick cut, and as it does, the Soul of Ember, instead of sort of overdriving your strength so much, begins to heat the blade in your hand, and it eventually cuts through that knee relatively well, and it falls. The knee itself on the chain manacle falls about 5-6 feet and no longer reattaches. You do it again for the second, this time getting the idea of it. About 5-6 minutes have elapsed as you're sort of swinging and eventually cut through that one, and you just have the one wrist left, and he's hanging there, beginning to laugh almost hysterically. It's almost booming laughter filling the room.
I just kind of look back and everyone and say, "You're gonna try shooting now. Might be the time."
So Yora's gonna talk to Nyx because she's fucking made of fire and say, "Don't use fire for like if you have electricity, do that, but no fire." And then I guess say it to Lucian as well. But then like he's still like, as soon as the manacle is disconnected or his arm or whatever, he's gonna use.
And Gad, be sure to grab him before he falls. I want him reuniting with his family. Appendages. Whatever.
Do not worry about that, and I'll work on his left arm.
Okay. one last strength or athletics check.
Strength or athletics?
Yeah.
I mean,
In this
okay, yeah, they're the
case.
same roll.
I mean, yeah.
Ugh, God.
Okay.
Wow.
You try, and it gets to about 9.5 minutes until the heat of the blade is no longer like it's this is more lightsaber than sword at this point, and you just sort of hot knife through butter on his arm after sort of weakening the bone a bit, and he begins to fall.
I stab him with the sword
Oop,
And
I cast
jump-
Water Sphere.
off the pillar.
Pillar.
You know, like the back wall.
Yeah, the back wall
Okay, so you're kicking off the back wall, stabbing him with the sword.
to take him with me.
Okay,
I
I
was,
want you-
I was already cast. As soon as
Okay,
he
yeah,
disconnected his
whatever
fire, I was
happens,
already
happens.
casting it.
So first things first. Make me a regular weapon attack. Any weapon you want.
Okay.
16 plus 2, 18. 18 will hit. So you stab this glowing hot, white hot sword into his chest as a sphere of water coalesces around him, holding him in place.
That's
The
great.
water.
It's technically both of them.
I don't need to breathe. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I know. I just
Yeah.
think it's funny.
So Gad, as you're levitating in the water, here you kick off and you're moving at half speed out of there, but the water is boiling both around you and in his chest. And Gad, you notice this as you leave. The bubbles are obscuring what's going on for the moment. But Gad, you notice this. He's laughing, and it appears he's sucking water into his lungs, no problem, and he's laughing hysterically now.
So just as a note, the ball has to stay above like 10 feet off the ground. So if it's not, then it slowly descends until it is.
Yep.
So it'll like.
And
slowly
so it
descend.
is slowly descending right now.
And if Gad wants to get out, he'll probably have to do a saving throw.
Yes, that was what I was about to get to.
Okay,
As
cool.
you kick out, Gad, I do need a saving throw to, I believe it's strength save to get out of the bubble.
Ooh, okay. And Bless has already run out, so
And then my DC is 15.
Okay,
Perfect.
so
Just
you do
made it.
just make it out. You've dropped about 10 feet at this point. So your face is now level with the edge of the pit, and you're sort of streaking across. It looks like you might clip your nose on the. You don't really have a nose, but you know what I mean.
clip my faceplate.
Yeah, on the ground, but
I'm gonna
you
just
are out.
grab my grappling hook, just in case it doesn't make it.
Okay.
You ready yet?
As the ball of water is descending, Yori's just gonna say, "Now might be a good time for a fish in a barrel type thing."
Aye. And
I guess
Right.
should we roll initiative?
For the purposes of this, he's stuck. I'm gonna have everybody. You guys had planned this, had set this up. I'm gonna give you all one turn, and then we'll roll initiative if we need to.
all right.
Sweet. I'm gonna cast another lightning bolt.
I am gonna
Oh,
shoot
shit,
a lightning
Gad's in the
arrow
way.
while he's in the water.
Okay.
It's fine. You can walk to the
I'm
edge
gonna-
and miss me. I'm touching the edge.
I don't have that much movement, actually.
I'm gonna give him a
25
shatter
feet.
just in the center of the ball,
Okay.
and that's gonna be what? What do we got here? Let's
Yeah,
do fifth
Yeah,
level.
I'll say.
Guess why not?
All right.
Oh, what are the stats for the sword?
We'll worry about that later.
Not in your hand, and you haven't taken time to attune or anything.
Nope. Yeah, just wanted. So I should just use normal short sword block.
You don't have that. It's embedded in his chest again, unless you pulled it back out.
Oh, I was trying to bring him with me before the. I didn't know what Yori was
It's
doing.
Stuck. He's stuck in the thing, so there's no way. And he doesn't have a way to get out. He
Okay.
doesn't have arms or legs. So you could try to drag him, but that would be disadvantage on your strength save to get out, and that would not get you out.
No, yeah. If it doesn't get me out, it doesn't get me out.
Okay.
Yep, I'm
Are
still
you
there.
staying with him then?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you are up here. Okay. And you are down 10 feet.
Yes.
So 75 feet, even with everybody else. Okay. So first off, let's start here. Lightning arrow, 18 will hit. And so that is a DC 14 dex save from. Actually, you know what? At that point, I don't even get. This is just gonna be straight damage, guys.
I think the deck save is just for people around, isn't it?
Yes.
And him.
Is it him too?
Because that, yeah, it hits him too. It hits
Okay,
everybody.
so the radius damage hits him too. Good enough.
It's fine.
Mhm, as far as I know.
Has
So,
prayers activated at this point?
27. It would activate after this turn.
Got it.
You haven't really been in combat yet. So that is 27 points of damage to him, 13 points to you, Gad,
I can handle it.
of lightning. Followed by I need a DC 17 con save from you, Gad. Ooh.
Something Warcaster. That's for maintaining concentration.
That's not for
That's
Warcaster. Yeah. So that is 36 points of thunder damage to you.
Fine, I can still take that.
And he also takes that. Slow, he will make a wisdom save. Hold on 1 second. That is a fail. He is slowed. All right. And then lightning bolt.
Another deck save.
He does not have legendary resistance at the moment.
Nope.
Sorry, I had to.
Okay, 32. I can still take that just fine.
All right. Yep. So that will also hit you. So 32 points of further lightning
I
damage.
mean, I did move, but you didn't, so.
Oh yeah. It's fine. No, this is a decision I've made in character. This is fine.
As everything's burning around you, this is
you're a
fine.
lightning rod.
All right.
It makes it easier to hit him too.
Anybody else? Anybody else want to throw something into the mix? Oh, okay.
Oh Jesus!
Thankfully, that doesn't hit him. It only targets one person. All right, so that will be a DC 18 con save, which he does just make. He rolled a natural 17 and +4 to con.
Still 20 damage.
So 20 points of damage there. Yep. Looks
I
good.
will cast heal on myself as we are going down.
Okay, that will be your turn. All right. Anybody else want to get in on the party?
I think
I
we've
want to
only
my
got.
Shadow Blade.
You want
Okay.
to check your Shadow Blade at him? Go for it.
Yeah.
Got to be a bit closer, but you can.
Aw.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one's going to just miss. Yeah, we'll say you step in for that.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So unfortunately, that sinks into the wall. The refraction from the water makes it really hard to tell exactly where they are. And everything's all bubbly anyway. Because the water is now boiling and electrified. So, it's
Earth, wind,
And
water.
fire.
Boiling, electrified, falling slowly, and there is just kind of a massive. There's an earthquake in the water, effectively.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that would be bad. That'd
Quick,
be
someone
real
give
bad.
this thing a hug, and Captain Planet will be summoned real quick.
Yeah, right. I am Gary Gygax.
Creator of this world. Yes. All right. So that does bring us to our
This time.
initiative turn. However, it's 9 o'clock. Do we want to call it here? Or do we want to go a couple rounds? I'm good with
I
either.
think we could save this for next time.
No, yeah, I'm so
right.
lost. I need time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
How is he
So
looking
next-
though? Looking super.
You can't even see him currently.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble seeing him.
How is he looking to get?
He's burning. Everything's on fire. There's lightning all over the place. I can't hear anymore.
So you can't hear it necessarily, but Gad, you're the only one that can actually see him. At least clearly enough. Like the rest of you can kind of see the vague outline of him behind the burning, glowing metal of Gad. Enough to kind of get a target on him, but you're not able to notice any finer details. Gad, you are right up next to him. And you can see he both of his arms have been cut off on the forearm. His sort of from the knee down is missing on both legs. And you've got this sword jammed into him as he sort of he takes all this damage, and you can see his skin burns and sort of these electrical trails run across various bits of his skin, and then a necrotic sort of blight hits him, and skin turns almost like a gray color for a couple of moments. And then he looks at you after all of this, in sort of just the lull before the storm. He looks at you. And very quietly, so you can almost hear it in his head, he says, "Thank you."
Now we're dead.
And that's where we'll end. We'll pick this up next week.
So emo.
Oh no, I have an idea. Out of character.
No one cares.
It's
This is where we're gonna have to end it. But thanks everybody.